Welcome, everybody, to our pop-up Facebook Live today. It is so wonderful to have you joining us. I know that many in my community will be joining us kind of after the fact. So if you're joining us live, please drop in and say hello. If you're joining after the fact, please hashtag replay, come and say hello. I know you've been looking forward to today since we announced it, probably as much as I am. Maybe not quite as much as Anca and I have been looking forward to today because we've been really just wanting to connect and have this deeper conversation together. So Anca, it's so wonderful to have you here, sister. Thank you so much for joining me live today.
Thank you so much for inviting me, for opening the space. Thank you everyone for being here and being a witness to our transmission.
Beautiful. Thank you. So I just want to let people know a little bit more about you.
Sure.
Anca Lavinia is a multidimensional medicine woman, spiritual embodiment mentor, and author, here to support awakened women to reconnect with their feminine essence and reclaim their ancestral wisdom, confidently standing in their power and truth so they can live a purposeful, joyful, peaceful life, embodying their divine nature. Anka has been on this path for many years and works with individuals and groups, leading shamanic journeys and ceremonies, energy clearings, sound healing, womb work, shadow work, astrology, and also holds a powerful intuitive capacity to see the truth and roots beneath the surface. And wow, sister, I feel that really explains you well. You know, you and I have
Thank you.
connected in a medicine context, and I feel the strength of your medicine power. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for bringing it forward.
It's not easy to describe in words, this type of work, and I guess we all know that, so I did my best.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, yeah, I think a really great place to start today would be a little bit about your story and your journey, because I know it's been such a journey of reclamation for you.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know exactly how, what feels aligned for you, but maybe you can just drop into some of that for us.
Sure, sure. Thank you for that question and for that invitation. Well, what pops up is just like sharing a couple of important moments of how I came to be who I am today. And maybe one of them is all of my teens and then young adult years where I was really in the dark spaces, like not in a good place at all in a lot of ways. Then, since my passion and interest has always been psychology since I was like 16, I finally managed to enroll to that university. And one of the crucial moments were when somewhere in 2012, angels just popped up for me. It was just synchronistic. I didn't call for that on a conscious level, of course. It just like it was the time for me to have this door popped up, and that was the sentiment for me that I reached home, that I'm home now. I had resigned from my previous job because I have been an employee like most of us for a long time, and and I just left. Nothing set aside, no backup plan. I didn't know what was gonna come up. So just this thing with like angel therapy, archangels, and then all things energy, of course, because from there it was just a snowball into more and more and more. And then the second important moment was when I met my husband, and I just felt that I had this curiosity of what it means to be a woman in a woman's body. I had no idea what a
Beautiful.
woman is like, feels like, how she behaves. I was feeling like a 15-year-old when I was like 30, next to the man that is my soulmate, let's say, my partner, my beloved. And I told him like, I don't know how to behave around you. I don't know how to be a woman. I have no idea what this is about exactly. I feel like a 15-year-old that is very clumsy and emotional and all of that. So this partnership actually opened up um, a lot of healing on all the transgenerational side, all the feminine masculine dynamic. Mentors start coming in my life with like womb awakening work and sacred feminine practices work. Mary Magdalene popped up into my life as well. Then I started feeling more and more, and here I am years later.
Beautiful.
embodying more
Beautiful.
and more of who I am actually, because for me, this is a remembering journey, a remembering and
Mm,
embodying of my soul, of my wisdom. Self value and self trust have been very challenging for me along all of this journey. So I'm kind of recently coming into my true power, like into my gifts, into trusting and believing. Because it's not a problem that
mm,
we all are intuitive, we all are gifted, we all sense and perceive. It's just a matter of, do we believe in that? Do we trust that? Do we come, forward with that? So yeah, that's like very
beautiful.
in a nugget. A lot of
Yeah,
things.
beautiful. It's a beautiful nugget. Thanks for putting it in a nugget. And yeah, I mean, there's parts in there that I recognize of you. You know, you saying that you came forward with your husband and said, "This is where I am." Like you're extremely authentic in that way, and you're very able to see yourself where you are,
Yeah.
and then elevate to where you're going, which is really beautiful. And I think that whole journey, and you know how you brought that to a close, where you're saying to actually trusting my gifts and trusting my intuition. I feel like that's the big segue right now, because it's like all those in the divine feminine are being called to step up, right? And to be medicine woman and to trust their gifts and to stand in the feminine, right? And so I'd love to just kind of drop deeper in that with you, because I know I remember you saying to me, all women are medicine women, right?
Yes.
And that really stuck with me. It's like, yes, it's true, right? So can we just drop a little bit into that? Because
Sure.
I can believe there'll be people watching who maybe don't want to call themselves shamanic, or don't want to call themselves medicine woman, or
Yeah.
it doesn't feel, you know what I mean? They've
Yes,
still got to
yes.
step into the power of that.
Yes, yes. And it's always, like I said, very difficult to put labels and to put words to who we are
Mm,
as and
mm,
because we are multidimensional beings. And whoever starts to remember that, it's really difficult to call yourself. And that has been a journey for me as well, from calling myself a psychologist, from calling myself an astrologer. Then, like, again, what do I call myself, who I am? Like, how do I put in just a couple of words what I do? And that has been an evolution. At one point, I was calling myself an energetic and emotional alchemist, which I am, but it's not just that. I'm not just a therapist. I'm not just a shaman. I'm not just a channeler or light language someone that does that. So for me, resonated lately, like a year ago, about it was like medicine woman popped up for me, and it was okay. This is something that is encompassing everything. I mean, every woman, from my point of view, is that every woman is a medicine woman because her womb is medicine, her heart is medicine, her touch is medicine, her voice is medicine. When she's connected with that, then she is a walking medicine for the earth and for everyone else around her. When she's connected with her, when she's aware of that, of course. And the way each woman chooses to express herself, or the path that each woman takes on this journey, the different gifts, the uniqueness, can be shaman, can be plant savvy, can be massage therapist, can be painting, can be anything. Actually, it can even be like an accountant. If she does that with like awareness and with love, and she offers people from her energy, from her heart, then that's also a medicine woman. So that's how I view medicine woman, like
beautiful.
every woman awakening into her gifts and her unique wisdom and her unique way of expressing and bringing that into the world. Some of us are more like, for me, it was amazing and surprising to actually notice and really look in awe at how many gifts I have and how many things I actually am able to do. And that's why the difficulty as well. At one point, I thought I'm just a shadow worker. I thought that that's my strength, that's my gift, that's where I thrive. And it is true. I do love that. I do thrive in that. I love, shadow work, trauma work. But then not just that, you know, because I also love dropping into the heart and working with the heart space and bringing light codes in. And recently, my voice has been developing and activating a lot, a lot, a lot. So that's another thing
Mm,
that now it's kind of alive in my world. Same with creating art. and being a channel for all kinds of things that I create with my hands. So all of this,
Beautiful.
is
Yeah.
medicine woman. When a woman sings to her
Yeah.
child, when a woman touches her husband, when a woman, picks flowers and puts them in her home, when she cooks with love, with intention, that's medicine. And we're not aware of that. We have been disconnected from being aware of that. So that's the remembering coming up.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that, sister. I love that. And I think it's so important because those are the little gifts that we're reclaiming. And that's what then just brings us into this divine feminine reclamation, right?
Yeah.
And so I would love to hear your perspective, maybe on a bit more sort of a higher view
Yeah.
around the rising of the divine feminine, around this reclamation, and how we are being called to be in this place and access these gifts and serve with these gifts.
Mm. Well, what comes to mind first is, whew, I have chills all over my body. Is like we have been in an imbalanced energy for centuries, for millennia now. We know that we have been through patriarchy and we have been through very difficult times as women. And I want to like put a disclaimer here. Men are also included in the conversation. I mean, they're also
Mm.
sacred codes bearers. They also are on their own path of reclamation and remembering. I did have a lot of time when I was, part of the healing journey. I was holding a lot of hate, a lot of anger, a lot of, what they did to us as women historically and, ancestrally. And I came out of that understanding that this time it's in a way, it's not just the feminine awakening. I think it's both feminine and masculine, but the feminine is more at the forefront a bit now in this times we're living. But in the same time, we're not going towards matriarchy again. We're not going to patriarchy again. We're going into
Yeah.
harmony and sacred union. And yeah, maybe women are like mostly awakening, like a little more, taking more steps, let's say, with this type of working path. But and also I think from my experience that the woman is actually the one that initiates the man, because she holds the womb and she holds the frequency. And through her coming back home, then the
Mm.
man is following her. Subtle
That's
ways. It
beautiful.
can be subtle ways. It can be here
Mm.
and there.
Mm.
It's a unique journey as well. So collectively, we are called to remember our wisdom, because Earth is ascending, because we're transforming, because we're kind of required to. It's like there's no more time for whining and avoiding and like I'm a very straightforward person, so I just say it like it
Mm.
is. I don't beat around the bush very much.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm like, come on, it's like this is what we came for at a soul level. We came here to support this ascension, to anchor the new earth codes, to anchor a new reality, a new paradigm. Everybody can call it how they resonate, on earth in this life. And I do sense and believe that we are the ones that are going to see extraordinary, unbelievable changes in 10, 20 years. We can't even think or imagine because our mind is
Mm.
limited. So, in
Mm.
this bigger context, women, from my point of view, awakening are bringing back what? Heart, are bringing back compassion, empathy, softness, gentleness, which are so important,
Mm.
so required to heal the world. We live in a world that is ravaged by war for centuries.
Mm.
So, what heals that? Heart, heart frequency, connected with the womb, of course, but heart frequency, like in the love, softness, gentleness, empathy.
Mm.
Let's, you know the word, let's do peace, not war,
For
like
sure.
something like that. I mean,
Mm.
that's why we are called to heal the earth,
For
and
sure, sister.
together to step up and remember the hugeness of who we are, the miracle of who we are. Because we're not, our minds cannot grasp. And I know it's a path and it's a journey of that requires a lot of faith, a lot of trust, a lot of stepping into the unknown. One of the first things that I tell to the women I work with is actually first rule, become friends with the unknown.
Fully.
Learn how to surrender. Because if you're like always wanting to control and know and program everything and like know the 10 steps ahead where you're gonna be. I was telling someone yesterday, what I do is not for the mind.
Mm.
It's not for the programmed mind. Not that we don't have a good mind and good intellect helping us, but it's not for the programmed mind. It's not for like a way that you can understand logically. It's not that. So this feminine path is requiring us a lot of surrendering. Also, an important step from my experience, maybe one of the first ones is descending into the body, because the spiritual field and the spiritual world right now has gone a little bit haywire
Yeah.
with the fluff things and
In the cosmic realms,
with the
absolutely.
bypassing,
Absolutely.
yeah, with
Yeah.
the just positive stuff, just meditations, and I'm
Mm.
like sick and tired of that. That's not what's
Mm.
gonna anchor anything. That's just bypassing your emotions, your trauma, your inner parts that you are avoiding, you know? So one of the big ones that was also for me a very big one from angel thing that I said at the beginning, that was my awakening. I was like always in the higher realms, always being there, and I was not anchored here at all. So my biggest like slap on the face was what's going on in your life? Like you have nothing. Nothing's going on in your life. Everything's stuck. Everything's going badly, around you. So that's when the descent began in my body, in
I
my
love
heart,
that.
in my
I love
sensations, in my emotions, looking fear in the face, looking all those fears in the face, all those limitations, all those things in my childhood, all those things in my lineages. And that's like through descending is how we ascend, is how we actually embody the frequency that helps the earth, that helps us, that helps everybody around us,
that.
not through knowing.
Mm.
It's one of the things that I'm like
Completely.
fed up with.
Completely. And thank you for putting it in that way, because it's so, so true. And I think that's also what links to the medicine woman, the
Yeah,
shamanic. For me, this is the descend. This
yeah.
is the I'm going to look at the emotions in the face. This is the I'm going to stand as the inner warrior. I'm going to stand in my no. I'm going to stand in the dark. I'm going to do those tough things. And I really feel strongly that the 2025 timeline is calling for that, as strongly as saying it's also calling for every woman to rise into her medicine woman self. Like it's kind of like pretty much in our faces. It's like you got to be able to see in the dark. You got to be able to see through the illusion and be able to unlock your mission and your destiny through that, right? Which is done so deeply within us. So I really love the way you've brought that forward. And so, it kind of leads me to some of your work, which we're going to talk a little bit about, towards the end of our discussion. But knowing that I have some women who are going to be tuning in here who are opening to their shamanic gifts and let me say opening to a deeper connection to the earth and the unseen realms, the elementals, things like that. So it's this deepening into this version of medicine. um, what would you say to someone who's in this place? Maybe they've been doing a lot of healing work. They're
Yeah.
starting to open to these gifts and they know that they will use these gifts to serve. They just don't really know how yet. Like what would be your advice to someone in that space?
First thing that comes up is create a very intimate, powerful, daily relationship with God. Restore faith. Because without that, we're kind of wobbling and we're kind of lost. So maybe start with bringing God in, or however you want to call it, universe, creator, source, holy father, holy mother. Yeah, it's so many names we have for that. um, Start bringing that in a very personal, heartfelt, simple way in your daily routine, in your daily life. God, I'm afraid of what's unraveling. I don't know what this is. Please hold me and show me what's my next step. Show me what I need to see. Show me the truth that I'm prepared for. Because on this path, you cannot go without the truth. I mean, either you want the truth or you're not here, not on this path. So having this kind of relationship with God, or even with your guides, if that feels more aligned and easier, or even with your heart or soul, like, I don't know, please show me. And doing that type of little prayer or intention every day, that creates an anchor, and that can create slowly like a safety place for when you're confused, overwhelmed, you don't know the direction, everything is like not going how you want it to go. And I've noticed a lot of women being scared of their gifts, of the things unraveling and unfolding. Okay, so what I would like very practically say here is sit with the fear, sit with what you're scared of. Ask the fear, ask that part of you, what are you actually afraid of? Allow it to speak to you. Allow it to show to you what could happen, what is there that is stored in your body, in your cells, and makes you so afraid of your own gifts, of your own power, of your own mystery and magic. Because there's so much programming around that, and it's normal that we feel fear. So it's normal. I want to validate that and acknowledge that we feel fear, that we feel lost, that we feel confused, that we don't know what to do. And then I'm going to go back to trust. You're never behind. You're never too late. You're never missing anything. You're always where you need to be. So if you're traversing a space where you don't actually know, you're wobbling, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, that's a space that you need to be in, because that's bringing you gifts. That's a space where you get empowered. When you actually allow yourself to sit in that space and not run away from it, you know? And creating this strong connection with God, with your soul, even like small practices with your body, day to day small practices of soothing the nervous system, laying on the ground, or I'm sure you've taught a lot of these things here in the group, you know, so little practices that soothe your nervous system and that bring you in the present moment. A deep breath, going in nature, sitting on the earth, you know, and allowing things to unfold, because things are always unfolding, always happening in the energetic field, even if you don't know, even if your mind is like panicking a little bit, they are happening there for you. So for me, the most important thing is faith, God, learning to trust and surrender every time more and more and more, and also working with everything that arises in the present moment, which can be fear, can be overwhelm, can be anxiousness, can be impatience, can be I want someone to tell me what my mission is, I want someone to tell me what my gifts are, you know, why are these gifts, what do I do with the gifts right now? And this is a very organic process. I always tell women, like, don't speed up the process, don't force the process, because you can be very, very overwhelmed if you force it. If something happens and you don't have the base, the anchor, the inner resources to deal with that, trust that you're exactly where you need to be in the process, even if that means a week of grieving. Sometimes do the grieving, be present with the grieving, feel through the grieving, allow yourself the gentleness, the acceptance, and the space to feel all that is. Nothing is going anywhere. I was talking to someone recently about the feminine rhythm, about the rhythm that we forgot. We're all sped up because everything is sped up, because we're pushed into that direction. But the feminine rhythm is slow. The feminine rhythm needs integration, needs spaciousness, needs to process the feelings, the moments, the sensations, needs pause, needs time off. And I know I've been in spaces where I thought there's no light at the end of the tunnel, even on this path like 4 years ago. I thought that I will never write a piece again. I will never be inspired again. Like everything I've done before, it's shit. And it's, I've been in that space just 4 or 5 years ago. And I allowed it to be alive for 3 days, for 4 days, for a week, for whatever it took to like feel crappy because that was what I felt. That was my process. I needed to make space for that and consolidate the surrendering, the prayer, the small practices, coming back to the body, coming back to the heart, soothing myself, giving myself, the little pleasure things instead of pushing and forcing and going into more anxiety and going into more control and going into more like, I want to know, I need to know, oh my God. So hopefully this is like something you can take away.
No, it's beautiful.
And implement.
Definitely. No, definitely. There's a lot in there, sister. Thank you. And that's so true. I mean, I even feel you speaking to me right now with the deeper work that actually we do together in a beautiful container, right? So
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Beautiful. So I feel that that's some really good, solid advice. And I just feel like that really grounds us into the medicine that you bring. So thank you. I would be absolutely delighted if you would be wanting to transition into some kind of experiential attunement or medicine, or something that you can just bring through for those who want to drop deeper with us.
Thank you. I'm just connect to see what wants to come through. So there's nothing to search with your mind. There's nowhere to be. There's nothing to understand. Just follow your breath and maybe rest in your heart for a bit. Allowing yourself to call back all your energy and to be present with yourself in the now. Maybe actually feeling the sensations in your body for a couple of breaths. Allowing the jaw to relax, to drop a bit. All that tension, let it out. Allowing the shoulders also to drop. Bringing presence, gentle presence to all the spaces in your body where maybe there's tension, clenching. And using the breath and maybe the sound to even go deeper into this moment of relaxation and connection with yourself. Eshianate yakiasha hattakinyana. Kayashi e hattakina yeshia ittakiana hattakeshia. Ena etia takishia na ya taheshia kada onna kiesi shia kianattaka. Oya heti shia ainaka oya tehi shia nakatta e hattake na yeshia ottakashkate. And allowing your heart space to amplify, even to speak to you, calling in the wisdom of your soul, calling in that ancient wisdom that you hold. asking Holy Mother to start bringing forth the remembrance, the codes of remembering for each of us, so that we can receive fully who we truly are, and asking Divine Mother to clear all those fears surrounding the power that you hold, surrounding the wisdom that you hold, the sacredness that you hold. Please, Holy Mother, bless everyone here with the remembrance of their true divine nature, of their true soul wisdom, of their true calling, and bring forth the sacred codes that everyone here needs and is prepared for receiving. This beautiful golden light, this sparkling golden light, starts to pour together with rose petals, bringing in the medicine of the rose, to activate the codes of gentleness and presence with oneself. You are enough. You are worthy, just as you are. Shenia hatakana iti, shia hatea kanaona hatea shiana hataki shia ia hatakenai. Mea hata ia na hata shia ia hatakiana anna hatakeshkayete. Enya ona hate shia kia o hatakanaya shia kia na hatea o hatakeshinia ita hatakan. Mea hat tekia na hatakashkayesi. Ena atea hatakashana kia ea hataunaya kia shia na hataunaya kia oya shia hitia na hataki. And allow the beautiful sweet fragrance of the rose to inundate your souls, your heart, holding you in this beautiful cocoon where you are safe. You are safe now to step into your power. You're safe now to be who you truly are. You're safe now to shine, to rise, to speak up, to use your sacred voice, your sacred hands. You're safe now to take up space. There's no one coming for you anymore. Shenya hataki, aneshia hataki, eyasho ateyashia hataki, menya hataki anatake o hatake shiana. Oya hatta, enikia taka. Gaia is now extending her beautiful embrace, her beautiful cocoon of safety, anchoring you here in your temple body. Calling you into remembering, deeper remembering. Osho, 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 anehito, osho, osho, nagehito. Shiana hatakia, shiana hatakia, shia, hataki, hataki. Nae, nae, oe na o, nae. Nae, nae, oe na o, nae. The time is now. Allowing a few moments of silence, allowing God to enter a little bit more into our lives, into our bodies, in our words, in our thoughts, allowing a little bit more surrendering, feeling the deep, honey-like silence, nourishing, holding us. Please, God, bless everyone here, everyone receiving this, with your divine truth. Reveal it in divine timing for every sister here and for every sister in the world. Show her back into her power, into her strength. Holy Mother, guide every sister here back into the heart, back into this beautiful, sacred chalice of love. Guide her into feeling that love deeply in herself, for herself first, to replenish herself and her body with this beautiful love that you give us, that it's there inside. We just forgot. Blossom those beautiful roses inside their hearts. Bless them with miracles, with softness, with deep peace. And give them the power, the courage, and the strength to carry on this path, to be supported on this path, to stand tall no matter what. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, sacred land. Thank you, my soul. Thank you, my body. Slowly coming back into the breath and into the present moment. No hurrying, no forcing, just breathing. Feeling the body, feeling again the sensations in the now, the room, and in your own rhythm. Return, opening the eyes, take as long as you need. Maybe have a sip of water, wiggle your toes, move your hands, your neck a bit. Welcoming you back.
Bless you, sister. Mm. Beautiful. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for that call to safety. Call to safety. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. I feel that power. Yeah.
You're safe now. Yeah, there's no one coming for
So
you.
beautiful that. Yeah. Beautiful. That's so necessary for the medicine woman who's
Yes.
looking at past witch wounds. That's what it is, right? That's the passage to power.
Yes. And you're safe in your power. That's a big thing too. Like that can be very scary. Like who, me? That? That's too much. That's too big. How can I hold that? And I know, and we know because we all have like big missions. We're all called, you know. And you know, yeah, step by step cultivating that inner space of safety. In a very practical way, it's cultivating safety and witnessing all the inner parts.
Beautiful.
So
Exactly.
instead of like wanting to not be feeling something or not be with that side of you, or maybe shaming her or rejecting her or thinking she's not fit or appropriate, how about cultivating this space of you're safe here with me? I'm witnessing you. I'm acknowledging you. I'm here for you. I want to listen to you. You're important to me. Your voice is
Beautiful.
important to me. Your presence is important. I'm sorry that I have rejected you for so long. I didn't know. And step by step, each part of us that arise, bringing them back home into safety, into, you know, I'm here, I accept you, so that we can slowly cultivate this inner space of I'm safe with myself. I'm safe to be who I am. I'm safe to take up space, to speak. That's been my journey too. I was so afraid to take up space. I was so afraid to tell, you know, people what I think or my opinion. I was so ashamed and so guilty all the time because, oh my God, you spoke too much. Again. You know?
A big thing, for sure. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for weaving the threads and the medicine and just everything that you really brought through. That was so just grounding and anchoring and truth. And I know that those who catch us are going to really just resonate with it, and it's going to bring a deeper layer and some illumination, which is obviously what it's all about, right? So thank you so much. Beautiful.
Sure.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Flowing with whatever.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful. And sister, I know, and one of the reasons why, we also had our connection today, because I know you've got a beautiful program coming up called
Mm.
Rise of the Medicine Woman.
Well, so connected, yeah.
Totally. So, would you? I'm going to drop a link for those who would be interested, but I would really love it if you would just take a few moments to tell my audience about that program. What is it?
It's exactly connected to what we've been talking about, and it's for the women that know they're here for more. They know that they're gifted, they feel the calling, and yet there's something that maybe they cannot explain that is stopping them. There's something like maybe organic, sometimes it's very organic, it's a fear, it's an
Mm,
anxiety, it's a like a dagger in your, in your solar plexus, or it's like you're shrinking when you think that you would like sing in public, like was my case, or like
mm,
if you would post that post, or if you would like come into the world and see this is my gift and this is what I do now, that that actual very organic fear
mm,
that is telling women you are not safe, you are in danger.
mm,
Because if you show up in your power with your gifts, with the woo, stick to the mental, stick to the logic, stick to what's like fitting in with the society, stick to what's normal, that's the protection that's telling medicine women you're not safe out there because you know what happened. So Rise of the
mm,
Medicine Woman will first go into connecting with that, with what happened, with the persecution, and clear that out. It's going to be a powerful clearing and reclamation and activation program. It's going to be a 9-week program so that we have some space to like be, connect,
mhm,
share, integrate in between. There's also going to be a week of pause for the integration, and it's about six like themes. I would say we'd go on 4 live calls on Zoom, which is 4 ceremonies. Every ceremony that I do is like tenfold of what I did today here, and it's gonna go very deeply into clearing the fears, into clearing the ancestral programming, all the implants, all the dark shit that has been going on. We know that, all of us. So we're gonna go into clearing that, and we're gonna do also clearing and activation of the womb voice portal and channel, and we're
mhm,
also gonna activate the voice, liberate the voice, the throat. We're gonna come back into the body, connect with Gaia again, connect with God again. So restore this channel, God, me, Gaia, so that I can reclaim the power. I can come back fully in myself. And then at the end, there's going to also be audio drops. And as I said, space to connect and share and have support. At the end, the last ceremony around March, 20 something March, is going to be activation of the Medicine Woman template, where we reclaim the gifts, we reclaim the medicine, we activate that specific template for every and each of us in her unique way. So it's a very powerful program that I was called to anchor in this reality because of my passion and gift around healing the
mm,
witch wound, around, liberating ourselves from those chains. So we're going to liberate also from the religious stuff. We're going to go into deeper into all of that. So that at the end, anyone that comes in is more confident to show up in the world, to start like bringing her gifts online and offering them, even if that means
mm,
like doing something part-time, daring to like quit that job, or just starting it like more
mm,
of a passion, or just standing in her
mm.
gifts and aligning with her soul mission and having no fear anymore. Like, this is who I am. I
Beautiful.
know it's a journey, and I know this is like
Mm,
individually felt for each woman, but this is like a big activation and opening for this reclaiming and for this activation. And who knows,
yeah.
what miracles can happen, because there's always like
Of
miracles
course.
in these
Of
containers.
course. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Fantastic. It sounds super powerful and potent, sister. Thank you. So, thanks for sharing it in that way. I think it's really clear. And so those who are in this community, if it's calling them, obviously we'll have the link below. I'm going to put access to all your
Thank you.
Facebook pages and things like that. And of course, they can just reach out with a voice note on a DM just to
Yeah,
connect deeper.
for sure.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yay. Thank you for bringing your beautiful medicine and your feminine flow and your feminine voice to my community today. Super grateful. I also just want to say that I'm loving your Romanian dress, and just wanted to honor Romania
Yes,
for
thank you
being
so
so
much.
grounded and showing up today. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you to you, and thank you to everyone here that's holding the space and that will receive this. Thank you so much for receiving me and for allowing me to just be who I am. It's a pleasure to offer. It's a pleasure to allow the flow. It's nothing programmed. It's not. I'm smiling sometimes when women ask me, like, I don't know if this was standard. Like, do you do this like for everyone? Like, no, nothing is standard in this line of work. Nothing is repeated 2 times the same way. It's always like flowing in the present,
In the moment, in the moment.
what is
Yeah,
needed.
for
So
sure.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
this beautiful, I would say, blessing. This is how it feels, like a blessing to be here, to connect with all of you and with you, Shirley.
Beautiful. Thank you, sister. Yay. Thank you. And I'm just checking. We got a blessings from Brenny in my community. Lovely to see you, sister. And a blessings from Erica. She might be from your community. Blessings from Shirley Lou. Yay, Erica. Erica's put a comment there. Thank you for your amazing guided meditation and allowing the divine truth timeline to shine. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, okay. That's a beautiful woman from my community. So there's a couple of amazing women in my community who are present here today. Thank you for being here.
If there's any questions
Yeah,
or anything on your mind, like feel free to leave them or in the comment, or if you feel like you wanna reach
perfect.
out to me, I'm open to that as well. But just don't be shy with like sharing or commenting or asking.
Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. Yay, thank you. So we're gonna sign off, sending love to everybody, and please continue the conversation in the chat. Lots and
Yes.
lots of love. Yeah.